This weekend is the Rogue Invitational, and it's reigniting one of the hottest strongman rivalries in recent years. We're of course talking about the 2019 World's Strongest Man in his return show, Martins Licis, and his best buddy but awesome rivalry, Mateusz Kieliszkowski. These two have had some incredible battles, and we're going to bring you the head-to-head. Right, Auntie Lizzie, what do you have about these two gentlemen for us?
Well, first I thought we'd go back ever so slightly to what they did before they met each other in competition. So the first time we saw Kieliszkowski in an international show was in 2014, where he did the Arnold Amateur Strongman World Championships, it was called, and he placed first. And that qualified him for the 2015 Arnold Strongman Classic, where he placed third.
That's where I really remember seeing him.
Yeah, and he beat the likes of Hathor Bjornsson, Eddie Hall, both of which completed that competition. They didn't pull out injured or anything like that, so a very strong
burst
showing.
onto the scene.
He really did burst onto the scene. And we first saw Martins at the 2015 Giants Live Viking Challenge, which was held in Iceland. I don't know if you remember it.
I do, yeah.
And that was won by Hathor Bjornsson. Second place was our very own Mark Felix, and third was Martins. He then went in the same year, 2015, he went on to do America's Strongest Man, placing second behind Dimitar Savatinov. And then that qualified. So based on what they've done so far, both Mateusz and Martins qualified for the 2016 World's Strongest Man, which was where we first saw them in competition together. So then, in total, they have done 14 full competitions together. So not single event competitions like the Deadlift World Championships. And like last time, I'm going to go through the competitions. You're going to see if you can guess who came out on top. And by the end of it, we'll know who wins, Martins or Mateusz, based on track record. So then, Lozzie, first up, the 2016 World's Strongest Man final.
Kieliszkowski. No?
No. You were so confident.
I was.
I don't like to bring a man down, but no. Martins placed 6th and Kieliszkowski was 7th.
Wow, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
You jumped the gun a little bit.
did.
Maybe next time think it through.
I will have to. 2015 World's Strongest Man.
2016.
2016 World's Strongest Man. Pretty sure I was there.
You were. It was in Botswana.
Yeah. I'm so much better with shows that I wasn't in. Weird, isn't it?
It is weird, yeah.
I think when you're
paying more attention to what's
when you're
going on.
there as an athlete, you're focusing on a job. When you're there as a fan and you watch it, it's a different
You see
experience.
everyone and everything.
Yeah.
Next then is the 2017 Arnold Strongman Classic.
Kieliszkowski.
Yes, well done, Lozzie. So Kieliszkowski placed 4th and Martins was 8th in that competition.
Don't think Martins has ever beaten him at the Arnolds.
Well, we will see as we go along. Next then is the 2017 World's Strongest Man final. Do you remember how that one went down?
I think Kieliszkowski beat Licis.
I think you're wrong again, Lozzie. Martins was 4th. Kieliszkowski was 6th.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a pattern brewing here. Martins is very good at World's Strongest Man. Kieliszkowski is very good at the Arnolds.
Let's see if that continues through. If the theme continues.
I got to wake up. This is not looking good.
No, this is you're finding this one a little bit
This is much
than
tougher,
the
yeah.
Stockman one, aren't you?
Yeah, let's go.
I think
Bring
last
it to me.
time
Come on,
maybe you got
bring
into
it.
my nose.
Bring it.
Next, we have the 2017 Summer Mania. So that's one of Glenn's competitions.
So that one,
Strongman.
I do remember. I remember competing in it, and I believe they were 1st and 2nd, and Martins Licis comes out on top.
Well done. Exactly correct on all counts. Next, the 2018 World's Strongest Man final. Thor won it. What else happened?
Thor won it. Mm-hmm. And Kieliszkowski was 2nd.
Very good.
There we go.
Can you remember when Martins placed, sorry?
4th?
Yes. Very good, Lossie. Well done.
Right, I'm getting my mojo back now.
Yeah, you're back. You're into the groove of
I'm
this
thinking
now.
about it. I'm not rushing.
Yeah. Back to Summer Mania 2018.
Licis again?
This is winning.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Martins took 1st place, and again Kieliszkowski took 2nd place.
I think they've often been
Very close.
Very close,
Very
yeah.
close. I almost excluded this one because I don't know how to pronounce it. It's a Canadian competition. 2018 Festival de Hummus. Something des Warwick.
There's a competition in Warwick that JF Caron is involved with.
Yeah.
Yes.
But they did that in 2018.
JF, correct her on her pronunciation.
No, don't JF. Care to guess how that went?
I'm not completely sure on this one. I'm going to guess Licis. And it is a guess.
You guessed correctly. Martins took second place in that competition and Kieliszkowski took fourth.
Okay.
Next is the 2018 Giants Live World Tour Finals.
The Giants Live World Tour Finals in 2018 was won by Kieliszkowski.
Very good. Do you remember where Martins placed?
No.
He was second.
Okay, there you go.
Now, this one you were in, but I still think you're going to remember. It was the 2018 World Ultimate Strongman Dubai, their first competition.
The first competition, yeah, this was definitely Kieliszkowski was the winner out of the two. I know because Licis had a bad day that day.
Yeah, and that's right. So Kieliszkowski placed third and Licis was seventh overall. Where were you?
Fifth?
Yeah, well done. Do you remember who was fourth?
JF Caron.
Second?
Ryan Shaw.
Yeah, and first?
First was Thor.
Yeah, very good. Next is the 2019 Arnold's USA. So this isn't the classic, this is the Santa Monica competition, part of the qualifying tour.
In that case, Licis.
Yes, he placed first and Kieliszkowski was?
Second.
Yeah. The Arnold Strongman Classic 2019. How did it go down, Lozzie?
The Arnold Classic 2019, Thor won, and I believe Kieliszkowski was second.
No, Martins was second.
Martins was second.
Kieliszkowski was third.
There we go. There we go.
They're so close though.
They
It
are.
could go either way. It is a hard one. This is a tricky one.
That's why it's a brilliant rivalry.
2019 World's Strongest Man Final, Lozzie.
2019 World's Strongest Man final is Martins Licis.
Where did he place?
He was the 2019 champion.
Okay.
So he won.
All right. Something slightly trickier. Where did Kieliszkowski place?
Was he second?
Yes, he was. Yeah. This one you watched as a fan from your wheelchair. 2019 Giants Live Wembley.
Licis.
No.
No.
It's Kieliszkowski.
Oh, I remember Licis was doing badly and then came back well.
Yeah, he
And I was just thinking there was a deadlift for Max in there, so Kieliszkowski probably struggled. Just shows how bloody good he is at everything else.
yeah, so Martins placed third.
I was.
Kieliszkowski won
I'm
the
just to
competition.
excuse myself. I was in agony that day in my wheelchair.
So was I.
I know you
pushing
were,
in the
yeah.
bloody wheelchair.
It's not the easiest thing to do.
Especially seeing as we ended up accidentally at the stadium and not at the arena, and I had to push
Yes.
you uphill.
I do remember the deadlift quite well. I remember watching Rauno do
I
some
remember
impressive
Rauno,
deadlifts.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think as the day went on, the pain was kind of getting to me. That's my excuse anyway. I'm sticking to it. Doing badly this week.
Better luck next time. Some of these, I think some of the classic ones I've got planned, you're going to enjoy.
Cool.
And they're not necessarily going to be easier, but you're going to enjoy. The 2020 Arnold Strongman Classic.
Kieliszkowski.
Yeah, he took second place. Martins
Thor
took...
won. Martins was third or fourth.
He was third.
Third.
Yeah. And there you have it. So 8-6.
So what's the 8-6 to Martins?
Yes. Yeah.
He's got the winning edge over Kieliszkowski.
He has, and it's gone up and down a little bit. And, you know, what you said about maybe one doing better, well, it didn't really pan out that way either.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see the return of them competing against each other. I'm very excited to see, you know, doing this head-to-head doesn't mean they're going to win. This show is stacked.
No, it's just a fun rivalry.
But it's a fun rivalry over the last few years. And they were two of the guys we kind of looked at as going into the future as like maybe there's Adrinos and Brian. There's been other guys come up since then, and obviously they've suffered injuries. So we're at a very exciting time.
And now, speaking of these other guys, I have done a little comparison of Martins and Mateusz versus the rest of the favourites.
Interesting. Come on then. Show us what you've got.
Hit you with my stats.
Right, Lizzie, what else do you have for us?
So, first I threw Alexei Novikov into the mix to see which competitions he'd done that they had both been in also. It's only 2.
Okay.
And it's not really a fair comparison for Alexei because he's gone on to do so much better since then. But he did both the 2019 and 2020 Arnold Strongman Classic against both of these guys and came behind them both times.
Okay. But Alexei has competed against them in other shows individually.
Yes.
I know he's beaten them a couple of times. He's certainly beaten some of them. One of them.
One of them, yes. So he's competed against Martins 3 times, and it's 3-0 to Martins.
Okay.
He's competed against Mateusz 8 times, and it's 5-3 to Mateusz. So.
Okay.
But again, maybe not the fairest comparison because he's come up.
He's improved a lot since the last few years. Yeah. And the last time was Dubai.
Yes. And he edged out Mateusz. It was very sad. But not for Alexei.
Okay, who have you got next?
Next, we have Mr. Brian Shaw. Cannot leave out 4 times World's Strongest Man.
I think Brian has to have a good record against anyone.
Brian has an excellent track record against both of these, to be fair. So 16 times he's competed against Kieliszkowski.
Wow, that's a lot.
11 to Brian, 5 to Kieliszkowski.
Doesn't surprise me, though. Brian, obviously, for a period of time as well, just one of the best of all time.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And Brian versus Martins, 9 competitions, 6 to Brian, 3 to Martins.
He's one of the greatest of all time.
And Brian, you never know what you're going to get with Brian. Like, these two are coming back from injury. Brian placed 2nd at World's Strongest Man this year. He was 2nd at the Shaw Classic. You know, if Brian comes in shape, he's not going to...
Decent events for him as well.
Yeah, definitely. He's not going to make it easy for anyone. Now, this next one's very interesting. And again, I feel maybe not the fairest comparison because these 2 people have gone on to do much better since, but I looked at the Stoltman brothers. So I looked first at the guys versus Tom.
Okay.
All right, actually, no, it's a bit weird because every time, say, Martins has competed against Tom, he's also competed against Luke.
Okay.
They've done the same competitions
Yep.
together. Yeah, the Stoltmans have
so
been
what's the record?
Martins versus Tom is 6 to Martins, 0 to Tom. And versus Luke, 6 to Martins, 0 to Luke.
Interesting. That doesn't surprise me.
No.
And let's be honest, you know, the rise of the Stoltmans has really been in the last 2 years.
The last year?
Yeah.
That they've won the competition.
Of course, but the last 2 years they've really kind of risen up the rankings, and obviously this year they've done incredible.
Yeah.
So they've not had that opportunity to compete.
No.
Head-to-head over the last couple of years, so it's going to be an interesting one, I think.
Yeah. And then it's pretty much the same story with Mateusz as well. 8 times he's competed against the Stoltman brothers and he's never once placed below either of them.
Interesting. So neither Stoltman has ever beaten those 2.
Martins or Mateusz.
There we go. Interesting fact for you there.
Finally, Mr. JF Caron. We have to include JF because...
Yep. He's a contender.
He's the ultimate underdog, isn't he? He's competed against Martins 14 times, 10-4 to Martins. And he's competed against Kieliszkowski 16 times, 12-4 to Kieliszkowski.
Interesting head-to-head statistics there. Statistics.
Statistically.
Always interesting to look at. And obviously, you know, you can't always go on the head-to-heads. They're competing at different time frames.
Oh, this is just for fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm just sort of kind of clarifying that for people that aren't sure. Yeah. But it's always interesting to look at the facts and see who has come out on top. Currently, Licis is 8-6 up against Kieliszkowski. Mm-hmm. They're going to meet once again at the Rogue Invitational. Who do you guys think comes out on top? While you're here, guys, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my awesome strength content.